Alright guys, Bogucky here. Welcome to today's video. If you're into gaming and you're interested in the latest PlayStation news, rumors and leaks, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the gaming community here on YouTube. So we are starting off with some interesting news breaking this morning from Insomniac Games. There appears to be a leadership change with regards to the development of PlayStation's Wolverine. Now, Marvel's Wolverine is an eagerly awaited PlayStation 5 title from Insomniac Games. They have recently experienced some key changes within its development team. The past summer, Brian Horton, who served as the creative director for Wolverine, has departed from the project to join Microsoft's The Initiative. Horton's new focus will be the reboot of Perfect Dark, marking his shift from PlayStation's Wolverine to an Xbox exclusive title, a move that highlights the fluidity and the competitive dynamics involved in today's gaming industry. Now, some of you may be worried about this move and why Horton has gone from Insomniac and PlayStation through to Microsoft and Xbox. Well, I'll come on to that in just a moment. Whether Perfect Dark will be an Xbox exclusive game is anyone's guess. By the time the game comes out, Microsoft could well be third party. So let's just watch this space and see how that develops. And let's also not forget, this is the third creative director Perfect Dark has had at the very least. The development of Perfect Dark by the Initiative has seen notable turnovers of creative directors. Drew Murray, who was previously a director at Insomniac Games, joined the Initiative as the design director. He was heavily involved in the early stages of Perfect Dark's development, helping establish the project. However, he departed in early 2021 to return back to Insomniac Games. Dan Neuberger, who had worked on the Tomb Raider series, took on the role of game director after Murray's departure, and Neuberger was involved in setting the creative vision for Perfect Dark, but ultimately left the Initiative in early 2022, and now we have Brian Horton joining from Insomniac Games. In addition to these directors joining, the Initiative has also collaborated very closely with Crystal Dynamics, who joined the project as co-developers in 2021. This partnership likely brings additional leadership roles and influences from Crystal Dynamics' experienced staff, though no specific creative directors from Crystal Dynamics have been publicly assigned to the title. These transitions have posed big challenges for Perfect Dark, but they also reflect Microsoft's determination to deliver a high-quality reboot of the iconic Perfect Dark series. Now, with Horton's exit, Insomniac Games has appointed Marcus Smith as the new creative director for Wolverine, while Mike Daly has taken over the role as game director. Both Smith and Daly are industry veterans with substantial experience at Insomniac. Their collaboration on Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, a title praised for its gameplay innovation and narrative depth, suggests that Wolverine will be in capable hands as it moves through its final phases of development. Cameron Christian, the original game director for Wolverine, is still involved with the project in a different role, though specific details about his contributions have not yet been revealed. Now, the timing of these leadership changes is quite interesting, just months ahead of rumoured and anticipated new details about the new Wolverine game has raised some questions. Some speculate that the adjustments may align with Insomniac's commitment to a distinct vision for Wolverine, though official statements only confirm that the reshuffle reflects creative decisions made by the development team. You also have to consider that Wolverine has been in development for a long time, and as the creative director, many of Horton's decisions, his vision, creative leadership would have been already baked into the development and creation of the game. He would have had a large involvement at the initial stages or very early stages of the project. The project is very much likely in the final stages of development, and as with many creative positions within the industry, once your piece within the project is complete, especially in a creative position, once you've done the conceptualization and you've kind of baked your strategy and your vision, it's time for you to move on and start a new project, whether that's with Insomniac or with another studio. And if you look at Brian Horton's background, he's worked with Infinity Ward, he's worked at Crystal Dynamics, and so the fit working at Xbox seems to align quite nicely. And he's also worked on games like Silent Hill 2, Indiana Jones back on the Xbox and PS2 era, Medal of Honor, and games for Sega Genesis and PC. So a very varied background. My point is that he's been at Insomniac Games for 6 years, probably throughout the development of Wolverine and maybe one or two other projects, maybe Spider-Man Miles Morales. His project has come to an end and he's moving on, and that's what typically happens within the gaming industry. And if you remember back to the summer, the project's narrative lead left the team in July 2022. That was Mary Kenny, leading some to believe that the storyline might be near completion, though Insomniac never actually confirmed it. Mary was another key individual involved in the game. If all the narrative decisions and choices have been completed, then there really isn't much left for you to do in your role. So therefore, you move on. You see the pattern here. The lead creative, the lead narrative, they've both moved on to start new projects. This is very common within this industry, which heavily suggests that we're going to see some kind of a Wolverine update very soon. Now, most likely, it could be at the Game Awards, which I'm hoping for, and I think a lot of people are, or it could be very early 2025. And if Sony reverts back to its original plans of showcasing games and laying on an actual PlayStation showcase, that could happen in early May 2025. I wouldn't be surprised if Wolverine is announced for release in autumn or winter of 2025 or very early 2026. And the devs are just currently working on finishing off the final pieces of the game before they move on to polish. Despite the changes, Marvel's Wolverine is still in development and remains one of PlayStation's most anticipated exclusives, and it's going to look even better on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And imagine what that thing can do. Although it has yet to see an official release date, and I don't think it will have an official release date until we see when Grand Theft Auto 6 gets a release date. Once that is given a release date, then everyone else and their release dates will fall in line. Insiders recently hinted that Insomniac Games may soon reveal more about the game, as possibly as early as the Game Awards in December. Such an unveiling would mark a significant moment for PlayStation Studios, particularly as it's been a while since we've seen any major titles from PlayStation Studios. The last one was Ghosts of Yotai a couple of months back now, and if rumors are accurate, this upcoming reveal could provide gamers with a closer look at how Insomniac plans to bring Wolverine's gritty, action-packed world to life for the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. As Sony and Insomniac Games prepare for the next stage of Wolverine's development, these leadership changes underscore both the high expectations surrounding the project and the strategic reshuffling that a major game studio often undertakes to bring their vision to fruition. And with Wolverine positioned as a standout AAA game, in addition to the PlayStation 5's exclusive offerings, anticipation is building for Insomniac to deliver a game that does justice to one of Marvel's most iconic and beloved characters. Really looking forward to hearing more about this and seeing more from Insomniac, and I really hope we get to see something at the Game Awards rather than early 2025. I am looking at this, of course, from a positive perspective, that this move that Brian Horton has gone to Xbox and Perfect Dark, I'm looking at it as a positive thing, that Wolverine is 3/4 of the way there, maybe in its final stages. I mean, a negative way of looking at this could be that development is an absolute mess, and Insomniac Games and Brian Horton have decided to part ways, and Insomniac Games are starting again. I don't want to believe that version of events. I'd rather believe the positive side of things, that look, Wolverine's been in development for a number of years, and the creative side is all done, and the devs are just rocking on now to finish off the final pieces, then move on to polish, and then the marketing team takes over to drive this thing forward. Anyway, let's move on. As November approaches, fans of Assassin's Creed have been keen to hear more about what is happening with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Originally slated for a November 15th, 2024 release, Ubisoft announced last month that the game's launch has been pushed back by 3 months, with a new release date set for February 14, 2025. This decision was made just weeks before the original launch date, creating curiosity and concern amongst players and investors alike about whether the game would meet its new deadline. During Ubisoft's most recent quarterly earnings call, Chief Corporate Finance Officer Frederick Duguay addressed these questions directly, assuring investors that the delay was necessary to ensure a polished, high-quality experience upon release. Now, according to Duguay, Assassin's Creed Shadows is already feature complete, meaning all key gameplay components are now in place, but the team needs more time to focus on fine-tuning, optimization, and bug fixes. He emphasized that Ubisoft's goal is to deliver an impeccable player experience on day one, minimizing common issues that can detract from players' initial impressions. Duguay went on to assure stakeholders that the development team has good visibility on the project's progress and that they are confident that the game will be ready for the new February release date. However, when pressed about possibilities of another delay, Duguay reaffirmed his confidence, explaining that Ubisoft's increased focus on quality is the direct result of lessons learned from a recent release. One such title that heavily influenced the decision to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows was Star Wars Outlaws, another Ubisoft project that launched with several notable performance issues and bugs which affected its initial reception. This experience highlighted the importance of having a well-optimized launch, especially for a high-profile franchise like Assassin's Creed, which carries a long-standing reputation for both immersive storytelling and technical innovation. Duguay goes on to say, in light of what we saw with Star Wars Outlaws, we recognize the importance of providing a seamless and optimized experience right from day one. While bugs are often inevitable, our focus has been on ensuring that any issues are minimal and do not detract from the core gameplay experience. Although the delay will add an estimated 20 million euros, which is around $21.7 million to Assassin's Creed's total development costs, Ubisoft believes that this investment is necessary to preserve the franchise's reputation and meet the increasingly high expectation of players. In a competitive gaming world where early impressions can make or break a title's long-term success, Ubisoft's decision reflects a commitment to quality over speed. As Ubisoft doubles down on optimization and quality assurance, fans can expect Assassin's Creed Shadows to be a key entry in the series, building on the legacy of its predecessors while aiming to set a new standard for launch day polish. With the new February 2025 release date, anticipation remains very high, and Ubisoft appears determined to deliver a game that meets or even exceeds expectations. What do you make of this, guys? I've got to be honest, I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I know people have got different opinions about the game, but I just love the Japanese setting, and for me personally, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game now for a few years. I think Assassin's Creed Origins was the one I fully completed back in it was Egypt, right? I think that was my last game fully. I tried Valhalla and I couldn't really get into it. The other Assassin's Creed games just, didn't quite resonate with me. So for me personally, I'm looking forward to this in February, and I really hope that the game delivers on every level. Let me know your thoughts about this game. Are you going to be giving it a try when it comes out in February next year? Guys, if you're enjoying the content today, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to go the extra mile in supporting me as a content creator, consider becoming a channel member and get early access to videos prior to their release. Now, let's move on and talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, the PS5 Pro is launching next week, and as of recording this video, we are 7 days away from greatness. And the excitement is building amongst those that see the benefits of playing on the PS5 Pro. Now, the Pro offers enhanced performance as a mid-generation upgrade, and many users are eager to retire their current PS5 or transition from the Slim up to the Pro model, especially as we now have over 84 games confirmed for the Pro as of making this video, with more in the pipeline being added every few days. However, recent user feedback highlights an important detail. Side plates designed for the PS5 Slim may not fully fit the PS5 Pro model, potentially requiring new covers to achieve the cohesive look that one might want. This discovery came after a Reddit user called Zorro tested out a custom Cobalt blue plates from their PS5 Slim onto the PS5 Pro. They reported that while the bottom half of the Slim side plates can be attached to the Pro, the top plates are not compatible. Zorro's photo, which quickly circulated thanks to Twitter user Wario64, shows the bottom plate secured to the Pro model while the top remains uncovered. And despite the visual similarities between the Slim and the Pro models, minor differences in design prevent a perfect fit for the top plates. According to Zorro, the issue stems from the positioning of the attachment teeth that secure the plate onto the system. On the PS5 Pro, these connectors are arranged slightly differently, meaning Slim top plates cannot attach correctly. Now, I might be misguided here. Maybe I need to wait until I get my hands on the Pro before making such comments. But if it's just about the positioning of the teeth, surely Sony could have ensured that the teeth are positioned in the same location on the Pro's plate to ensure people who have bought or purchased their own custom plates that you can transition them from the Slim to the Pro. But they haven't done that. It feels deliberate that the teeth have been positioned in a slightly different location on the Pro plates to encourage or force people to buy more plates. I don't know, like I said, I'm going to wait until I get the Pro and look at this for myself, but according to this person here, this is what's happened. The teeth are positioned in a slightly different place, meaning the bottom plates are fine, but the top half plates, if you've got a Slim, you can't use those plates on a PS5 Pro. So this compatibility gap is an essential heads up for gamers planning to bring their Slim edition plates to the PS5 Pro, or for those who might be considering Slim plates as a cost-saving option. For users transitioning from the original PS5 launch model to the Pro, this compatibility detail is irrelevant as the plate design has changed since the initial release. However, Slim owners looking to swap to the Pro A fresh set of Pro-specific plates will be necessary if you want to have some kind of a unified look for the top and bottom part of your PS5 Pro. Sony has yet to release a definitive guide on the PS5 Pro compatible accessories, including the plate, so it may be worthwhile just holding on for now on your plate purchases until Pro-specific options become available. With the PS5 Pro's imminent release, ensuring compatibility with new accessories is crucial as gamers worldwide prepare to unbox the latest addition to the PlayStation family. In all honesty, I thought I read something about this a long time ago. I thought I'd read something about the plates on the Slim not being compatible with the Pro several months back actually. However, since the Pro is now being shipped out to so-called influencers, people are now starting to compare plates, and hence this story is now being confirmed that the Pro plates are different to the Slim plates. Let me know your thoughts on this. I feel like Sony could have made this so much more easier for everybody by just making sure compatibility, right? It's easier for gamers, but clearly they're not going to do that. Anyway, let's move on. Microsoft's Xbox division has reported a significant 43% revenue increase for the fiscal quarter ending September 30th, 2024, a jump largely credited to the impact of its landmark acquisition of Activision Blizzard. The acquisition, completed the end of October 2023, reshaped Microsoft's gaming portfolio, bringing powerhouse games like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch under the Xbox banner. While these franchises already generated massive revenues on their own, their integration into Xbox's ecosystem has begun to reveal the financial and potential of Microsoft's gaming acquisition to date. Despite a staggering 29% year-over-year decline in Xbox hardware, the shortfall was countered by a significant increase of 61% in content and services revenue, with Activision Blizzard accounting for 53 points of that category. So if Microsoft hadn't acquired Activision Blizzard, that growth would have been a measly 8%. Just let that sink in. This boost underscores Microsoft's strategic focus on content-driven growth as it competes with rivals in the gaming industry, with an emphasis on high-profile game releases and subscription-driven income. Activision Blizzard's influence on Xbox revenue is expected to become even more apparent in the coming quarters. Notably, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which launched last Friday, became the first title in the long-running franchise to be available on Microsoft's Game Pass subscription on day one. By making such a massive game available on Game Pass at launch, Microsoft is betting on the title's popularity to attract a new wave of subscribers to enhance the value of Game Pass for existing users. The move is expected to draw considerable interest. Analysts estimate that Black Ops 6 could add up to 4 million new Game Pass subscribers over the next few months. With Microsoft's quarterly earnings call scheduled for Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time and 9:30 p.m. British Summer Time, there is speculation that the company may reveal early sales numbers for Black Ops 6 and discuss impact on Game Pass subscription. If these projections hold, Black Ops 6 could set a precedent for future releases, helping Microsoft to cement Game Pass as the go-to subscription service for blockbuster games. As the company heads into the next fiscal quarter, all eyes are on Microsoft to see if the momentum from Activision Blizzard acquisition continues to deliver growth, with potential knock-on effects on both Game Pass subscriptions and overall Xbox engagement. Given the vast potential of Activision's game catalog, Microsoft's revenue gains from the acquisition could well be in their early stages, with further increases anticipated as more Activision Blizzard titles are integrated into the Game Pass ecosystem and the Xbox platform. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella offered the following comments on the company's gaming division during its earnings call. 1 year since we closed our acquisition of Activision Blizzard King, we are focused on building a business position for long-term growth driven by higher margin content and services. You already see this transformation in our results as we diversify the way gamers access our content. We set new records for monthly active users in the quarter as more players than ever play our games across devices and on the Xbox platform. Game Pass also set a new Q1 record for total revenue and average revenue per subscriber. And as we look ahead, our IP across our studios has never been stronger. Last week's launch of Black Ops 6 was the biggest Call of Duty release ever, setting a record for day one players, as well as Game Pass subscriber adds on launch day. And unit sales on PlayStation and Steam were also up over 60% year over year. This speaks to our strategy of meeting gamers where they are by enabling them to play more games across the screens they spend their time on. Like I said in an earlier video, how successful the launch of Black Ops 6 is into Game Pass will not be evident for several months. I mean, the surge in Game Pass subscribers was pretty obvious because the surge in Game Pass subscribers counteracted the people who didn't want to buy the game because it was in Game Pass. So it kind of offset each other. How many stay the course is the question going forward. And like I said in one of my previous videos, let's measure this after 3 months, after 6 months, 9 months, and see the impact on the game, the players, and the subscriber numbers. That will be the bigger test. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about the topics we've discussed in the video today. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next video.